This is the Google Drive. So we made an admin account, admin Google account, and this is the drive that we have set up. So the root folder is right here. It's just called TCP Global, and we have three main folders. We already looked at the midterm materials with a site summary report checklist and things like that. There are also two other folders. One is reports, and the other is daily logs. So the first thing is, so once you've done like the error checking and you've gone through that the checklist that Zach just talked about, then next comes time to submit the report, and that would be under here in daily logs. So you go into the daily logs folder, go to your country, let's say Colombia, and say say you're the mentor for Pinto, then you go into Pinto, and right here in this folder where it says Pinto is where you will be uploading the log. So you would go over to new file upload, and then wherever it is on your computer, you choose it, and you would upload it right here. So what happens, the database, the system that I'm working on will pick up any files that are in this particular folder, in your country's folder under the daily logs section. So say that I just uploaded a log here. The database will see that. It will download that Excel file. It will add the database to the database, and then it will move that particular file into the archive. So if you ever want to know, if you're ever wondering, like, has this data been added to the database yet or anything like that, you should be able to tell by going into archive and looking at the most recent folder. So the naming convention that we have set, and this will be all set by the database and everything, so you won't have to necessarily worry about it. But we have the site code, which in this case is cpinto, daily log, and then these numbers here are it represents the date. So it looks like this log, the last entry, and it's the date of the last entry in the log. So it looks like this log was for Pinto, and the last entry that they have any sort of transaction happening is April 11th of this year. So yeah, that's basically how you would submit your daily log. Again, you just go to your country, go to your specific site, and then right at the site level folder, right in here is where you're going to actually go to upload your file, upload the daily log. Any questions with that before I move on to the reports?
Yeah, how can you tell if the report that's sitting there has been processed or not?
Are you referring to, so for logs?
Yes.
Yeah, so if you see any file in this folder that's outside of archive, so say that there's a daily log that's just like sitting out here, then you can assume that that daily log has not been added to the database yet. What happens is the database will download the file, it will move, it will add the data, and then it will move it from this level here, from the site level. It will move it into archive, and it will assign a name according to the naming. It will look for the last data entry and use that for the date, and it will place it inside of the archive. So if you don't see any daily log in here in this site level folder, then you can just assume that all the data is in the database.
Okay, thanks.
Yep. And now moving on to reports. Again, you go to your root folder, which is TCP Global, and we're going to reports now. So with these reports, again, they are definitely still they're works in progress, and there's some things that we're like needing to fix, or like adjustments and things like that. But I went ahead and added kind of like a first round, like rough draft of some summary reports for the different sites. So you'll go to site summary reports, then you'll go to your particular country, and then your site. And so you can see here, there's this PDF, and that's the summary report. You can click on it and you can view it. And this is your report. You can then you can right click, download it, and save it to your machine. You could share it with your program administrators if you want to. But also it's a good tool for you to go over some things as well, and to just like as another check of like of your data, and also of like the status of the program. I can